commonly accepted. Sorry, it's not. And if Walgreens or any of the big chains want to start getting tougher on the front end versus the back end, which they don't have a lot of control over when it comes to the criminal process, justice system, I say, let's go. All right, I need 2 callers for virtual baseball, sponsored by Siding Unlimited. 2 callers, virtual baseball, chance to win a WTMJ prize package, yes, and a chance to be in the drawing for the first drawing in June for a $500 gift card, thanks to folks at Siding Unlimited. 2 callers, virtual baseball, 855-616-1620, the Old National Bank talk and text line. Call now, 2 callers. We'll do that after the news. It is 10:31 here at our Breaking News Center. Eric Bilstead.
Thank you, sir. President Biden will address the nation tonight. This as he signs the debt ceiling deal that just passed the U.S. Senate late last night. He'll sign that deal and address the nation at the same time. Meanwhile, the Journal-Sentinel has more information about how Congressman Mark Pocan and the governor are now trying to quickly locate and take some leftover federal COVID-19 relief funding that could be taken away and find a place for it still in the state. The DOJ has informed former VP Mike Pence's legal team that it will not pursue criminal charges related to the discovery of classified documents at his home in Indiana. UPAF Ride of the Arts is closing down 794 on Sunday, so Sunday morning 794 will not be used for the Ride for the Arts. The closure is between Plankinton and Pennsylvania. It's the fundraiser's 20-mile loop that runs through that stretch. Time now for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Good-looking jobs report today has the numbers looking good on Wall Street. The Dow is up 590, now up 609, up 609 to 33,671. The Nasdaq is up 136 to 13,237, and the S&P is up 58 to 42,79. Get on track with the investment and retirement planning. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button today. WTMJ Johnson & Sons Time Saver Traffic. 94 eastbound, Highway 16, through the Zoo interchange and into the city right now is looking good all the way in. The 17-minute trip. 4145 southbound, Highway Q to the Zoo is also on time. That's 15. 43 southbound, Brown Deer Road into the downtown area should take you a standard minute of 12. And 94 northbound looking good too from Layton into the Marquette. That is a 7-minute ride.
Traffic is sponsored by Miller Mobility, equipping seniors to remain living at home. Mention this ad and save 10% on stair lifts, scooters, lift chairs, bathroom safety, and more at Miller Mobility's Customer Appreciation Sale, June 9th and 10th. MillerMobility.com.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy again today. Isolated inland pop-up showers again possible today and a high of 90. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 62. Tomorrow, no pop-up showers in the forecast. Partly cloudy, a high of 86. Sunday, slight chance for a storm, a high of 84. Monday, partly cloudy, chance for storms, a high of 75. Tuesday, breezy, a high of 70 degrees on Tuesday. Right now, in Milwaukee, it is 74. I'm Eric Bilstead, Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:33.
You know, it feels good when I find something really cool and get a great deal on it. But it feels even better when I know that the money I spend actually goes directly to helping others. That's why I shop at St. Vincent de Paul, because I always find the best bargains, and the money I spend stays in Milwaukee County to help fight hunger and eliminate poverty. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton in Greenfield and 23rd in Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Are you ready to amp up your life and rock a new career? Potawatomi Casino Hotel is holding a hiring jam session for the new Rock and Brews restaurant. Come meet your future team members in the Tailgate House at American Family Field on June 12th, 14th, and 15th. Here's the hook. There are on-the-spot job offers.
Excellent!
Choose from a variety of restaurant positions. It's time to rock and roll and build your new future. Apply today at careers.paysbig.com.
Years ago, Mom believed in us so much, she wrote a business plan to get the company started, and today, Johnson & Sons Paving is thriving.
And loaded with family.
I'm Jason Johnson.
And I'm Jeff Johnson.
Johnson & Sons Paving is your premier asphalt, concrete, seal coating, and striping company.
From pothole patching to asphalt repairs
to parking lot total reconstructions, we have you covered.
Johnson & Sons Paving is customer-focused and quality-driven.
Call us today.
262-251-5585.
Johnson & Sons Paving.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer,
Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
The grass is cut, the hot dogs are hot, and the beer is ice cold.
Right and deep. Oh, baby, get up!
It's time for virtual baseball on the Steve Scaffidi Show. Brought to you by Siding Unlimited.
All right, let's get going on this Friday. Beautiful Friday. Baseball weather, as they say. The brats. Smell of brats wafting through the parking lots. Ice cold beer. Miller High Life in my case. Tasting oh so good on this Friday. Let's meet our contestants to play virtual baseball, sponsored by Siding Unlimited from the beautiful city of Wauwatosa. Tim from Tosa. Hi, Tim.
Hey, good morning. They got to be using your brats.
All right. Is that a paid promo, Tim?
Oh, you were talking about Miller High Life.
I just enjoyed a Usinger brat last weekend, and I totally agree. All right, Tim, tell us about Tim from Tosa in 30 seconds or less.
I'm a big Brewers fan, season ticket holder. I have the 20-game package, so I go to a lot of Saturday games.
Nice. All right.
Work in Tosa and do IT work.
IT, the smart. You're one of those smart people.
Well, sometimes.
Do you figure it out? Do you figure out all the digital electronic stuff? Is that your job? Basically, yes. Right?
Yeah. Well, if you don't know it, always go to Google.
Yeah. God bless Google. Right? Google searches.
Yeah.
It makes life easier. I always tell my wife this. She asked me. I said, "Did you Google it?" And she goes, "No." I go, "Well, that's where I would start."
I tell my dad that, and he says, "What's Google?"
All right, Tim. Let's meet your opponent. Is it Finn from New Berlin?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, so Finn from New Berlin. I've never seen that. So it's F-I-N?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. What's your story?
Oh, well, right now I'm just doing a little driving for some work. I'm pulled off on the side, and I'm waiting for a pickup, but the day's beautiful, and I'm ready to play.
And you ready for the weekend?
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too. All right, Tim and Finn. It rhymes. Let's have our illustrious producer and morning sports guy in Wisconsin Morning News, Brandon Snide, lay out the ground rules as well as assemble and collate around home plate.
That was quite the walk up there, Steve. I appreciate it. Yes, we have two players today. We have Tim from Tosa. He is going to serve as our home team, and Finn that you just heard from. He is from New Berlin, serving as our visiting team. Gentlemen, each of you gets a separate set of 10 highlights. Each set includes an equal number of hits and an equal number of outs. They are numbered 1 through 10. You each get 5 selections. After those 5 swings, we only record the hit in the highlight, not the runs scored in the highlight. After your 5 swings, the number of runs tallied up becomes your final score. If there is a tie, the home team, again, Tim, will try to walk it off. The first caller is always selected as our home team. As we mentioned before, Tim from Tosa is serving as our home team.
All right, if I understand the ground rules correctly, that means Finn is first up. 10 possible choices, only 5 picks. What's your first pick, Finn?
Let's go with number 9.
Number 9, we have William Contreras.
And the pitch. Hit to left.
Oh, boy. Uh-oh.
Way back. Get up. Get out of here and go.
Oh, Finn getting on the board right away. First
Quite the
batter.
start.
Nice start, Finn. That's a great hot start. All right, so you got 1 on the board, 4 more picks. What's next for you?
Oh, let's go number 5.
Number 5, we have Willie Adames.
3-2. Swing a line drive out to left. Backing up, and it's over the head of Haniger. Be an extra base hit for Willie.
Good start here.
All right, all-important base runner. Thank you, Jeff Levering. Pick number 3 for Finn from New Berlin. What is it?
1.
Number 1, we have Christian Yelich.
Here's a 2-0 pitch. It's ripped down the right field line into the corner. A fair ball. It's going to bounce all the way to the fence. Rounding third base is Peterson. He'll score. Yelich to third. He's turning it. He's headed for third base. The relay throw not in time. Ooh. It's an RBI triple.
Pretty good start.
Finn is almost hit for the cycle. We'll see if he gets the single now. Finn, what's your 4th pick?
Oh, let's go number 6.
Number 6, we have Joey Weimer.
His first at-bat in the big leagues, making his debut this afternoon, and the first pitch swinging. It's a line drive down the right field line. That's a base hit for Weimer.
There we go.
He hits for the cycle. And 3 runs on the board with 1 at-bat left. So single, double, triple, home run. Good start, Finn. One last. There's still another home run, so you could conceivably get 4 runs on the board. What do you think? What's your 5th?
Let's see. How about number 10?
Number 10, we have Luke Voigt, the former Brewer.
Yes.
Here it is. He struck him out with a changeup.
All right. A very respectable 3 runs for the away team, Finn from New Berlin. Let's see what Tim from Tosa has up his sleeve. 10 picks, 5 choices. What's first up, Tim?
That was a fitting end for Luke Voigt there.
It was. Well said. All right.
We'll go with number 2.
Number 2, Bryce Terrain.
2-1 pitch. Swing, a little looper. Shallow left center. That'll be a base hit. Terrain keeps the beat going.
All right. So, base runner, 1 aboard.
Hopefully I get Brian Anderson up here. Number 4.
All right. That's up to you.
Number 4, Christian Yelich.
Lyles kicks and throws. And a ground ball right side, base hit. They're going to send Tyrone Taylor. There will be a throw towards the plate all the way through, not in time.
All right, 2 men on, first and second. I love the cheering there. So you got the base runners. Now you got to get them home. There's 2 home runs on the board, so it looks good, but you still got to get it done. I've seen people get 3 outs in a row. Trust me, it can be painful as well. 6.
Number 6, Willie Adames.
There we go.
Swinging a drive in the center and way back. Get up! Get up! Get up!
There we go.
Oh, in 3 at-bats.
There's no pitching or defense today.
No, Tim from Tulsa has tied it up with 2 at-bats left. So it's 3-3 over Finn from New Berlin. Tim, you got 2 choices. Your 4th pick.
8.
Number 8, we have Luke Voigt, again, the former Brewer.
Kershaw working out of the windup here in the 2-2 pitch. Hit pretty well out to center. Racing back is Outman at the track, at the wall. It's off the top of the wall. Outman falls down.
Just missed the home
left fielder Thompson.
But he's got a base runner.
He does.
Runner at second. So here we go, Tim. To win it outright, unless we go to a tiebreaker, you have to get that runner home. So we need a home run. I think we need an extra base hit.
We do, yeah. We'll need a double.
And we need a double or higher.
Let's go number 10.
Number 10 is Owen Miller.
And the pitch. Hit to deep center.
Uh-oh.
Way back. Get up! Get up! Caught! And down.
Was that from last week? I think it was that day. I was at that game.
They caught it?
Yes. All right, gentlemen.
Oh, I thought that was gone.
No,
so close.
So did I. 3-3. Tim and Finn fighting it out. Tim now will choose. Well, I'll let you run through it, Brandon.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do the tiebreaker rules here. The home team, in this case, it is Tim. He has the chance to win the game in walk-off fashion. He almost won in walk-off fashion right there. We have 2 highlights, gentlemen. Tim, this is mostly for you, labeled A and B. One is a walk-off hit. The other is a game-ending out. The home team must choose. Tim, you must choose A or B. If it is a walk-off, then the home team obviously wins. If it is an out, then Finn goes home with the winner, and he will go home with a sweet WTMJ prize package. So, Tim, highlight A or highlight B?
We'll go B.
Highlight B. Highlight B it is.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Moreno will pick it up as he didn't squeeze it.
Tim,
he applies the tag on it.
You just handed it off to Finn. Yeah, nice playing, Tim. Thanks for playing virtual baseball, sponsored by Siding Unlimited. That means Finn from New Berlin is our winner in a tiebreaker. How you feeling, Finn?
I feel great. Playing it Friday, feel proud, and I just won. So.
All right, you're breaking up a little bit, so hang on the phone line. Thanks to Siding Unlimited, you'll receive a WTMJ prize package from us, WTMJ, and a chance to win a $500 gift card thanks to Siding Unlimited as part of our June Friday drawings. Finn, you're the win on virtual baseball. Take us to break, Brandon.
So, Uke, I'm looking up at the scoreboard here, and it says you can score some chicken if the Brewers score in the 4th inning, and we're all here with you in the radio booth.
All you got to do is come up with a couple of dollars. I'll get you all the chicken you want.
A wiser way to build your wealth.
A wiser way to build your wealth starts with choosing a financial planning firm that is fee-only, because it means they work for you. Fee-only firms like Financial Strategies, Inc. don't work for a bank or brokerage firm or an insurance company or mutual fund company, because we don't want our decisions for your best interest compromised in any way. We work for you, and only in your best interest. And fee-only means the success we care about most is yours. Ask your advisor, are you 100% fee-only for 100% of your clients 100% of the time? If they answer no, get a second opinion. I'm Jim Cantrell with Financial Strategies, Inc., a fee-only, comprehensive financial planning firm. And I believe we can show you a wiser way to build your wealth. So go to financialstrategiesinc.com and schedule a no-cost consultation.
Financial strategies, a wiser way to build your wealth.
The freshest ideas start with a stop at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 6 to 10.75 ounce Doritos, 8 ounce Munchies, or 6.25 to 7 ounce Sun Chips. Frito-Lay, Doritos, Tortilla Chips, Munchies, or Sun Chips, 2 for $7. 8 to 13.5 ounce package Hostess multi-pack snack cakes, 2 for $6. 40 to 100 count package Vanity Fair napkins, 2 for $5. 16 ounce ice cream or 10.6 to 18 ounce bars or pops, Halo Top ice cream, fruit, Kato, fudge bars, or pops, 2 for $8.
Hey, why'd you throw my glass across the room?
I have to keep practicing.
The vase from Aunt Sophie?
I'm warming up in case I get to take the mound at American Family Field. Read this.
Win the ultimate baseball fan experience at Century Foods?
You either get to throw out the first pitch, hold the finish line for the famous racing sausages, or be on the field during batting practice. My new TV!
Just doing a little batting practice of my own.
The ultimate baseball fan experience from Century Foods. Return the entry form found on the weekly ad to any Century by July 26th.
Gruber Offices, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Here's to soaking up surf culture on Wisconsin's fresh coast. Here's to beaches designed for people of all abilities. To sand between your toes and happiness in your heart. Here's to trading skylines for endless Wisconsin shorelines. And to ending each day with smiles all around. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Start your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
There's nothing out there close to this.
You are a guaranteed winner with Siding Unlimited, Wisconsin's best contractor for your home's beauty and defense. Siding Unlimited is siding, of course, but so much more. Windows, roofing, decks. Siding Unlimited is recognized as the MVP in all those areas by customers and suppliers alike. You want major league work done on your house, so start by contacting Siding Unlimited. SidingUnlimited.com.
Now, more of the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
Thanks for tuning in on this Friday. Happy to be here. Happy Friday to all of you. Here in southeastern Wisconsin, gorgeous weather weekend ahead. Actually, I looked at the 10-day forecast. It is spectacular. Now, we could use some rain, sure, but you know what happens when we get rain? Yeah, it makes the gardeners and farmers happy, but then everybody complains there's too much rain. So let's find a happy medium. But as I celebrate my freshly planted garden, we'll figure it out, and it'll rain eventually, and we'll all have fun. But let's enjoy the great weather. And wherever you are, could be nice, could be crappy. Have a fantastic summer weekend. And summer has begun, if you didn't know that. All right, so I mentioned this briefly with, I got to get another break in before the top. I apologize for that. With Joe and Bill earlier in the Political Power Hour. That is the 9 o'clock hour every Friday here on WTMJ. Lots of conversation yesterday about the incident with President Joe Biden. He first struck his head on the door of the Air Force One, and then he tripped over either a sandbag or sandbags, and much has been made about this. So it was worthy of at least asking the question. Now, having met and talked with at the time, Vice President, now President Joe Biden, fascinating guy, well-spoken, fun to talk to. I have not talked to him since he was president, but I would say for the most part, pretty engaging guy. Now, much of the conversation about politics now, especially with the current crop of candidates, is the age factor. At or near 80, both Trump, leading Republican candidates and current President Joe Biden, pretty advanced age. Now, maybe 80 is the new 70. Will that be safe? So I put it on the show poll just to get a sense of where people are at, and that's really what I want to just kind of finish the hour with. What does this say? Not just about the reality of the age of the presidents, but what does it say about us? Joe read through the list of all the incidents with former presidents. Left, right, Republican, Democrat. They've all done crazy things, including throwing up on a foreign trip. So I gave you a few choices. No, just got sandbagged, 29%. Yes, too old and frail, 36%, which is the current leader in our polling. Who cares, 32%. And a significant number of you have contributed some comments, which I will sample. Jeff says, I don't know what it means. Up North, Dan says his age isn't helping his cause. Remember Ford? He tripped at least once and became a butt of many jokes on SNL. Chevy Chase lived. Looked nothing like Ford, but lived on that impersonation for his entire time on the show. With Biden, these missteps are becoming more frequent, and it isn't a great look. That's from Up North, Dan. Bike Walkie says this. It happens to everyone from young to old. I just hope he has no injuries. It looks like he's fine. Dustin says, I'm 29, and I trip over something in the classroom I teach on a weekly basis. So far, no one's called for my resignation. True. Todd, with aging comes balance issues as well as a myriad of other age-related issues and problems. Look at how many past presidents have suffered embarrassing falls. Nothing new here. And Tim has an idea. Max age limit of 62 to begin any presidential term. Surely there are just as qualified candidates under 62, or perhaps more qualified candidates, which is an interesting point. I can tell you, Tim, I don't think that's going to happen. But not in the this is the law, this is the rule sense. Where I think it might happen as the population is ready for change, which I think is coming on a lot of different fronts, and you can interpret that the way you want to. One of the changes I see when it comes to politics and who runs is we will see a younger and younger set of candidates. Not this race. In 2028, I believe we will start to see this shift. As the boomers age out, it's a nice way of saying pass away, as the younger people, that group of voters starts to have real political power, you will see those candidates emerge. So the presidency, the style of president now, as little as 5 years from now, could be vastly different. And beyond that, I would expect to see younger and younger presidents. That's my prediction. And I think truly, it's probably a good thing. Now, it doesn't mean experience doesn't matter. I just don't think you need 60 years of experience. Because at some points, the frailty, the cognitive abilities, just the physical abilities of a very demanding job, and I think it's still that, are going to catch up with you. And whether that's Trump or Biden in this case, current status quo for the leaders in the field for the next election in a little more than a year, or the future, which I think is going to change. But age does matter, especially when you're talking about politics. Quick break here on WTMJ.
You're listening to the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ. Couldn't make it to the game?
Here, try this.
If you live in Milwaukee, Racine, Waukesha, Ozaukee, or Washington County,
Get up! Get up! Get out of here and go!
you can stream Bob Uecker and the Brewers on your phone, tablet, or computer.
Struck him out looking.
Using the WTMJ app or at WTMJ.com.
A little different from when you played, Uke.
Yeah, those big old payphones we had. Oh, man.
There seem to be a lot of mergers and acquisitions in the insurance business. To share some knowledge about the topic and its impact, I'm talking with Jeff Salasinski, VP of Insurance Operations at R&R Insurance.
Hi, Vince. Thousands of insurance agents and brokers have merged or sold, with more to come. The impact of M&A can be costly and disruptive. Your insurance agent may no longer be your insurance agent. Your agent becomes preoccupied with the internal grind of a merger. New systems, new people, a new business philosophy, a new culture, and they lose focus on you. Being stable during uncertain times is a valuable asset. If 48 years of stability, local family ownership, and deep industry knowledge are important to you, you need R&R Insurance. We are not for sale.
So, Jeff, what's the solution?
As a business insurance top 100 agency, R&R Insurance will be focused on you, the client, and not the progress and payout of an acquisition. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only to the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% off retail. This weekend only at the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion.
When big national banks make a decision, it requires many emails, phone calls, and plenty of video conferences from around the globe. When we make a banking decision, we do it over a cup of coffee in our office. Finding a local bank that's passionate about the community and knows your name is hard to find these days.
Good morning, Diane. Welcome back.
The search is over.
Waterstone Bank, proud to be your local bank for over 100 years. Love your bank as much as we love this community. Waterstone Bank, Waukesha, Milwaukee, and Washington County.
Member FDIC.
It's David Nason for Current Electric. They've been providing 5-star electrical service for 40 years, striving to be southeastern Wisconsin's first choice in renewable energy. Discover the latest benefits of going solar at Current Electric's Solar Block Party. Enjoy food, games, and prizes, and learn how you can save on your energy bill too. Join me at the Solar Block Party this Saturday, June 10th, from 11 to 1:30 in West Allis at 2141 South 55th Street. Contact their superheroes today at callcurrent.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Now, more of the Steve Scaffidi Show.
Too old to fail. Too old to be president. Joe Biden trips. The world is up for grabs. What does it mean? Diane says, funny, worried about tripping over a sandbag, but not an insurrectionist. What is wrong with people? Sad, 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 sad. It is kind of amazing what we think is important and what's not, right? If you would have told me before January 6th that a group of people spurred on, I mean, we can argue about the role of former President Donald Trump ad nauseum, as many talkers do, would actually storm the Capitol, beat on police officers, destroy the People's Building, threaten the lives of elected officials. I would have said, that's crazy. That's not going to happen. But it did happen. And when you think about it, that has become something that some of my Republican friends choose to ignore and like pretend it doesn't happen, or denial, even though Republicans and conservatives are generally known to be pro-police. Not that day, which speaks to some insincerity in that position. So just something to think about. All right, we are going to have fun on If Steve Ruled the World today. Not that we don't always have fun. But I thought the end of Ted Lasso, football is life, that famous quote from the show. I thought, let's do something. I have spent countless hours in my garden this week, starting last weekend, planting hundreds of things, watering, hauling water because it's not raining, sprucing up that little plot of land that this will be the final year of the garden, which I'm sad about. So I thought, let's do a special If Steve Ruled the World called Gardening is Life, a sort of tribute to Ted Lasso, but really a tribute to the green thumb in all of us. And we'll have our usual round of hijinks. That's all coming up after the news, which is next, of course, on WTMJ.
Grandview buys homes. Hi, I'm Tom Delich, here to tell you Grandview will buy your home in any condition. Water damage, mold, cracks in the foundation, not a problem. Electrical issues, bad roof, peeling paint. We've seen and bought them all. Or maybe your home just hasn't been updated in 20 or 30 years. Grandview will buy your home too. Don't do a single repair. And best, take only the belongings you want and leave the rest to us. Sell your home as is today. Call the name you know and the name you trust. GrandviewHomes.com.
Are you ready to amp up your life and rock a new career? Potawatomi Casino Hotel is holding a hiring jam session for the new Rock and Brews restaurant. Come meet your future team members in the Tailgate House at American Family Field on June 12th, 14th, and 15th. Here's the hook. There are on-the-spot job offers.
Excellent!
Choose from a variety of restaurant positions. It's time to rock and roll and build your new future. Apply today at careers.paysbig.com.
Aw, look, you aren't the worst in the NL Central. For now.
Line down the right field line. This is up and it is gone. Abraham Toro
The Brewers are in Cincinnati with coverage starting this afternoon at 3:35 on News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
Good morning, 11 o'clock. We have 75 degrees, partly cloudy today, maybe an isolated inland pop-up thunder shower today with the highs 82 lakeside, 90 inland. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Connie Weber. Stocks are surging on Wall Street after a jobs report came in stronger than expected. The Dow Jones Industrial Average has been up more than 500 points in today's session.
President Biden says with the news of the May jobs report, today is a, quote, good day for the American economy and American workers. He says these latest figures, 339,000 jobs added last month, are more evidence his economic plan is working. The president says in his paper statement he looks forward to signing the budget deal into law, saying it, quote, protects our historic and hard-earned economic recovery and all the progress American workers have made in the last 2 years. Mr. Biden said the agreement is a reminder of what is possible when Washington acts in the best interest of the country. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
The president expected to address further the debt ceiling bill later tonight. The Senate approved it yesterday after the House passed it Wednesday, averting the possibility of a catastrophic government default. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen issued a statement after the vote, stressing that she continues to strongly believe that the full faith and credit of the United States must never be used as a bargaining chip. A couple of Milwaukee County Sheriff's Patrol cars crashed during a pursuit near Lake and Jarvis last night. One car ended up at a home in Shorewood when they terminated the chase and then crashed, sending one into the home. Nobody was hurt. The driver of a school bus, a woman who's 8 months pregnant, is credited with saving 30 students on board the bus that caught fire. I'm Unique Williams, tells TMJ4 News motherly instinct prompted her to act quickly.
I couldn't barely get what I was trying to say out because of the smoke was hitting me in my face and my eyes. So I just was like, okay, forget the radio. I'll just get the kids off the bus. I think that's what it was. Like my mommy instincts kicked in really fast.
She suffered smoke inhalation, but otherwise is doing just fine. No students were hurt. Everybody made it out safely before the bus was engulfed in flames. It was on its way to the Milwaukee Academy of Science. In a morning ceremony in North Carolina, Fort Bragg became Fort Liberty, the latest military base to officially shed its Confederate namesake. Lieutenant General Chris Donahue says he's proud to usher the base into a new chapter of its history.
The community and all of us were given a mission, and we accomplished it. We were told what to do. We're in the United States Army. We do what we're told to do, and we make it better.
The base says Fort Liberty honors the heroism, sacrifices, and values of the soldiers, service members, civilians, and families who live and serve with this installation. You might have seen the signboards up on 94. There'll be a closure this weekend, but it's not for construction.
It's the annual UPAF Ride for the Arts that'll be closing down 794 this Sunday from 6 a.m. to 11. The closure will be between Plankington and Pennsylvania Avenue. The fundraiser's 20-mile loop actually starts at Lincoln Memorial Drive and will stretch over the Hone all the way down to Edgerton before turning back and ending back at Lincoln Memorial Drive. Just a reminder, you must have an access pass to enter the course. And for drivers, just follow the posted detours to get around. Debbie Laziga, WTMJ News.
News is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk, heard Saturdays at 10 right here on WTMJ. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:03.
Inflation isn't going away anytime soon. As the cost of everything from food to vacations to your electric bill rises, you may wonder if your retirement plans are still on track. Annex Wealth Management can help. It starts at annexwealth.com. Click the Get Started button. From there, our in-house planning team will create your wealth metric, a snapshot of where you are and where you're headed. Wealth Metric will help you understand the impact inflation may have on your plans. Get started today. Visit annexwealth.com.
Experience fast, affordable family fun at Elkhart Lakes Road America. With on-site camping, free parking, and free admission for kids 16 and younger, Road America offers world-class racing and so much more. From NASCAR to Indy to off-road UTV riding. You can even host your next company picnic or family reunion. Get the full race schedule at roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com. Or call 800-365-7223. Road America, America's National Park of Speed.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Sister Bay Furniture. Summer is finally here. Time for patio parties, graduation parties, backyard games, firing up the grill. You're going to want to enjoy some quality outdoor time with your friends and family, and everyone will enjoy relaxing on your Sister Bay furniture. Sister Bay furniture is premium, high-quality outdoor furniture that is built in Wisconsin and built for Wisconsin. Built from premium and sustainable materials, Sister Bay designs and builds patio furniture to survive years of Wisconsin weather. That's commercial-grade quality for your outdoor space. Customize your Sister Bay furniture set. Pick from several different styles and colors to fit your unique outdoor space. And if you need professional help, Sister Bay Furniture offers a team of in-house experts that help you plan and create the outdoor space of your dreams. Don't wait till the next beautiful day this year. Get out to their showroom today. They're located in Sussex on Executive Drive, or visit the website SisterBayFurniture.com to shop the entire selection. Sister Bay Furniture, built in Wisconsin for Wisconsin.
Time for a WTMJ Sports
The
Update.
NBA Finals got underway in Denver last night. The Nuggets, with an impressive Game 1, up 17 by halftime and never looking back, cooling down the Heat by a final score of 104-93. Game 2 is set for Sunday, tip-off at 7 p.m. After dropping 2 out of 3 in Toronto, the Brewers' road trip continues today in Cincinnati with Game 1 of a 4-game set against the Reds. Cincinnati on a 5-game winning streak. Corbin Burns and company will look to slow them down. That first pitch is all set for 4:10. And lastly, over to the ice as the Milwaukee Admirals combined for 4 goals in periods 2 and 3 to even things up in the Western Conference Finals against Coachella Valley, defeating the Firebirds by a final of 5-2. Milwaukee will look to take the 3-2 series lead on Saturday in Game 5. Puck drop is set for 6 p.m. I'm Brandon Snide, WTMJ Sports.
Taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. Friday light today, pretty typical drive times. 94 inbound from Highway 16 to the zoo, about a 10-minute drive in the zoo into downtown and running about 6. 41, 45 southbound from Highway Q to the zoo interchange, about 13 minutes. 43 from Brown Deer Road to downtown 10. And 94 northbound from Layton Avenue to the Marquette interchange, running about 5 minutes this morning.
Traffic is sponsored by Smart Spaces. Adapt to the modern workplace. SmartSpacesWI.com.
How can Smart Spaces transform your business?
Creating technology, great culture, spaces that people really want to come to, attract talent, and keep that talent.
SmartSpacesWI.com.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, mostly sunny to partly cloudy, well inland, where we'll find a pop-up shower or thunderstorm this afternoon and early evening. Otherwise, a very warm day with high temperatures in the 80s, near 90 inland. Tonight, partly cloudy, lows in the 60s. Saturday, a mix of sun and clouds, around 80 by the lakeshore, mid-80s inland. Sunday, slight chance for a shower or a storm, but I wouldn't count on it. Otherwise, partly cloudy, highs near the lake in the mid-70s, mid-80s inland. Monday, a front will come through, a little better chance for a few showers or storms, but doesn't look like a widespread soaking rain like we could use. 75 for a high temperature on Monday. Tuesday, cooler behind that front, partly cloudy, breezy with a high of 70. I'm meteorologist Kristen Kershane with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Right now in Madison, 75 degrees, Green Bay 79, Milwaukee 75. I'm Connie Weber, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 11:08.
Breaking down the biggest stories, talking about what really matters, and bringing you the biggest forum to let your voice be heard. Now, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue, here's Steve Scaffidi.
And good morning. Welcome to the 11 o'clock hour on a Friday. That usually means Steve Ruled the World. Now, I was spending a lot of time this week as we got the garden in. It's the final season of the Scaffidi Garden. Hung the sign after my last onion bulb was put in the ground. And it was a long week. Started last Saturday. Thanks to my farmer friend Dave across the street who tilled my garden. Fence was put back up to keep the deer out and the other pesky animals. And so I've spent hours and hours and hours since last weekend getting the garden in, getting in shape, weeding what had to be weeded, watering, hauling water. So I thought as we celebrate the beginning of the growing season for those of us who have food plots and the end of Ted Lasso, I said, why don't we just call this, if Steve Ruled the World, Gardening is Life? It's a great way to celebrate those commonalities, those strengths of those of us who have a green thumb. Or maybe it's light green if you have mixed results. It's an incredible experience, and I'd like to share it as much as I can in a show that does a lot of hard news as well and politics. But there's a love and a passion that a lot of us, especially in Wisconsin, have, or where you are, in growing things. And that's certainly the case with the garden season in Wisconsin. So let's get right to it, shall we?
Steve ruled the world.
All right, let's get into it. Let's start with the easy one first. You know, there are life lessons you can learn while gardening. So come on this growing journey with me if you are one of those people who likes to plant a garden, but you only water it once a week or so, regardless of the weather conditions, because you water the garden every Wednesday at 5 p.m. or never weed that garden. You probably shouldn't have a garden. Buy your produce at a roadside stand, farmer's market, grocery store, wherever else you can get your produce. You clearly can't handle the responsibility. Like my earlier rule about grass cutting, the garden tells you when it needs to be watered, not when you feel like it. Would you raise a child like that? No. Maybe that's a bad analogy because some of you actually do parent like that.
Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Are we clear? If Steve ruled the world.
All right, because I want to be as widespread in my advice and solutions as I can. Here's one that everybody can do. I've had container gardens, small gardens. Now my garden is about a third of an acre, down from a half acre previously. Repeat after me, though. Size doesn't matter unless you're talking about the pot. Start small. Somebody just asked me this question on the text line earlier. 1 tomato plants, 1 container. Remember, though, this hard fact. The smaller the pots, the faster it dries out. Make it easy on yourself. Get a big planter, biggest planter you can possibly get, and plant 1 tomato plant in it. Put some fertilizer in there. Water it occasionally. If you live by yourself, that will probably give you a couple dozen tomatoes or so if you plant the right variety, or hundreds of cherry tomatoes. Need more tomatoes? Buy more pots. Here's another tip. In the winter, when all the plants have withered and died, you can stick a fake plastic poinsettia into that pot and look like you really know how to decorate for the holidays. Remember, though, this is a hard, fast rule of the show. Decorations come down 1 month after the holiday. No exceptions.
Lighten up, Francis. If Steve ruled the world.
That was for me. I just told you size doesn't matter, but good dirt does. Pro tip. If you're a small gardener with only a few plants, buy some Miracle Grow or another variety of that product. Special soil, garden soil, and refresh your soil every year. Don't dig out that pot that's been sitting in your shed or your garage for 10 years with all the old dirt in it and expect it to grow anything. That might work for the weed you've been wanting to grow, but not for tomatoes. A nice organic loose soil gives you great roots and usually great plants. If you plant in the ground, throw some peat, some sand, some leaves, almost anything organic into the garden. Till it up every year. Good soil is like the United States is supposed to be. It works best with a good natural diversity. See what I did there? I made a bigger point than just talking about dirt. You think those other radio squawkers could even grow a tomato? Please, this is their theme song.
I don't like tomatoes and I don't think they like me. I wouldn't say I hate them and they're not my enemy. We do our best to coexist by staying far apart. I don't like tomatoes, they always make me far too unhappy. Now you might like tomatoes and that's okay with me, but please don't put one on my plate or splat one on my knee. Spaghetti sauce, tomato soup I love with all my heart, but I don't like tomatoes, they always make me far too unhappy. Maybe you thought there'd be a happy ending to this song, like I'd try a tomato and realize I was wrong. No such luck, the song ends the same way it did start. I don't like tomatoes, they always make me. I don't like tomatoes and I don't think they like me. I wouldn't say I hate them, but you won't find one near me. We do our best to coexist by staying far apart. Oh, I don't like tomatoes, they always make me. I don't like tomatoes, they always make me far too unhappy.
If Steve ruled the world.
That's why they're so grouchy all the time. Another great tip for tomato lovers is a single cherry tomato plant goes a long way. Some of those cherry varieties, all kinds, different shapes, sizes, colors, can produce 100 tomatoes or more on a single plant. Unless you want to be spending every few days picking cherry tomatoes, plant 1, not 12. and choose carefully. There are a lot of varieties, as I said, with the cherry tomato label. Big round red cherries, yellow pear shape, tiny grape-like cherry tomatoes. Be brave, take a chance. If you're a salad lover or you have kids, cherry tomatoes are the way to go. They also make great gifts. Nothing says hello better, hello neighbor better, than a basket of cherry tomatoes. Well, it is Wisconsin, so maybe a bottle of brandy or a 30-pack of Busch Light would do the trick. I was going to say Bud Light, but I pay attention to the headlines. That might do the trick, but with tomatoes, you're actually putting the work in to grow them. Beer or liquor, you just pick up at the store.
Whenever you crack open a Busch Light, the mountain starts singing.
It's cold and it's smooth and it's waiting for you.
What is going on?
Mountains of Busch beer. Hit it, Giant Kenny G.
It's so smooth.
Head for the mountains of Busch Light beer.
If Steve ruled the world. Thank you, Kenny G. Let's talk about garden rotation. The all-important rotation of the garden. Don't plant your tomatoes or beans or whatever in the same place every year. Move it around. It inspires creativity, maximizes use of space, and probably more importantly, it cuts down on year-to-year transmission of disease and blights. You know how if you leave your lawn chairs in the lawn space for weeks at a time, the grass starts to die underneath it? Well, if you move the chair around the lawn, the grass stays healthy all over, kind of like that. Like that. Remember my neighbor who left the overturned cooler? I told the story in the air numerous times. They had a party, a yard party. Had a cooler filled with beer and drinks, I'm assuming. Overturned it. This is not my current neighbor, by the way. Overturned it in the yard, left it that way, cut the grass around it for weeks. What does a cooler weigh, 5 pounds? Thankfully, they're not my neighbors anymore. They're gone now. But I bet if they had a garden, it wouldn't be a great garden. Some people are meant to just buy produce or eat out all the time. You know what else could benefit from a good rotation? Elected officials. Some of these folks have been in office so long, their Social Security numbers have 3 digits. Yeah, they get the Deliverance song this week. Too easy.
If Steve ruled the world.
Lester Flat, Earl Scruggs, thank you, gentlemen. The following people should never attempt to grow their own vegetables. People who can't stand mosquitoes, getting dirty, hard work, or are always so busy they can't be bothered to water the expensive plants they just planted. Here's one of my lessons in life. You're never as busy as you think you are. Nobody's making you watch shows like The Bachelor or whatever else you watch, reality TV every night. In fact, you'd probably be smarter if you don't. There are restaurants for a reason, because some people, if they would have been born, let's say, 100 years ago, they never would have made it out of childhood. Let's put it that way. Nowadays, of course, these folks are all on Twitter or Facebook or at boat rallies. Let's be honest, we're normal. Most of the rest of us, pure, unadulterated crazy.
You can't handle the truth. If Steve ruled the world.
There are basically 2 kinds of beans, pole and bush. That's it. Bush beans grow close to the ground in rows, require a hell of a lot of bending over to pick them, although stools are a big help. Trust me, pole beans grow straight up. You can literally sit in a chair, pick the beans without moving at all. I don't know about you. I've grown both. My back says pole beans wins every time. Beans are also one of the easiest vegetables to grow. Somebody asked this question earlier. Starter garden. What do you suggest? Beans. Another pro tip. The plants are usually very prolific. You stagger the planting, say every 2 weeks, you get fresh beans all summer and into fall. And who doesn't like beans? Although I've heard Donald Trump hasn't eaten a fresh vegetable in years. He's like the exact opposite of Tom Brady. They're both weirdos in their own unique ways. For some reason, a lot of people like them.
So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway, we're ready to get a lot done.
If Steve ruled the world.
Hey, a quick one. One well-fertilized and watered zucchini plant will give you enough squash for an entire family, maybe a neighborhood. Unless you have friends who make zucchini bread, then knock yourself out. I barter my zucchini for other stuff that I like. But pick them when they're small, otherwise they start looking like war clubs and weigh about 10 pounds. I brought them into work. They go, what is that? And you can fool small children into thinking they're cucumbers if they're small enough. That's a good pro tip at home. Yes, I'm telling you to lie to your kids. And if you ever were wondering if there was a metal song with zucchini in the lyrics, the answer, my friends, is yes.
If Steve ruled the world.
I love that song. People ask me all the time, what's your favorite tomato? I'm actually exaggerating that. I got an email last year about it. But since you asked, it's the San Marzano. There we go. Way to set the mood. I stole this description from the internet, but it captures it for me. San Marzano tomatoes are the most famous plum tomato to come out of Italy. They are grown in the rich volcanic soil at the base of Mount Vesuvius, which gives them a sweet flavor and low acidity, and they are coveted for their firm pulp, deep red color, easy to remove skin, and low seed counts. That description is like tomato porn. Oh my goodness, that was fun to do. There's a reason why Italians grow these things, because they're the best. And who doesn't like the best things? Well, Republicans deciding who to vote for president, or Democrats who actually drive cars and like high gas prices and egg prices. But you know what I'm saying?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
If Steve ruled the world.
That seems a bit harsh, but I'll go with the ruling. And last but not least, if you take anything away from this week's If Steve Ruled the World, gardening is life, it's that a garden is the ultimate do-it-yourself project. Because it's all on you. You design it, you pick the plants, you fertilize, you manage the water, you weed, you harvest. Unlike that garage cabinet or workbench you've been trying to build for the last couple of years, this project doesn't adhere to your schedule. It demands your attention. So less about you, more about the garden. The ultimate in unselfishness. You think many politicians have gardens? I'm guessing no. That is this week's
If Steve ruled the world.
Give me some of that great Godfather.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Join me every Saturday at noon for Experience Wisconsin, where we check in with communities across the state for the best and brightest spots from around our great state. Going to be a lot of fun. Going to teach you a couple things. This week, we're joined by Lake Geneva. Our girl Stephanie Collette will be with us. And from Road America, it's John Ewert. It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturday at noon, right here on 620 WTMJ.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for Educators Credit Union. I'm a brand new member. I absolutely love working with educators. You will too. When you open an Educators Credit Union checking account, you can say goodbye to surprise fees and hello to a whole lot of perks. Enjoy rewards, cash back, discounts, card customization. I have a great Oak Creek card. I absolutely love that thing. With their convenient digital services, the best there is, and nationwide network of over 60,000 fee-free ATMs. Yeah, 60,000. You can also access your account anytime, anywhere. Join Educators Credit Union today. Take advantage of all the benefits that come with a checking account. Get started, ECU.com, federally insured by NCUA.
In Wisconsin, making memories together is for everyone, whatever your ability. So here's to soaking up surf culture right here on Wisconsin's Fresh Coast. To making time for stargazing as a family. And to imaginations clear for takeoff. Here's to Festies with Besties. and singing along to your favorite song. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Start your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Wholesale mulch? No problem. We deliver to residential or wholesale accounts, and we can supply you with whatever volume of the highest quality mulch you need. Nobody around here has more mulch than Erickson's. We'll deliver you a 1-yard pickup truck load all the way up to 100 yards in a walking floor trailer. And if you just need a little bit, swing by and we'll fill up a 5-gallon bucket or two. It's the best mulch you'll find. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our decorative stone is available by the handful for pickup, all the way up to 24-ton load deliveries. And our stone is superlative. We scour the countryside, countrywide, from Arizona to the Carolinas. We search pretty much the whole U.S. of A. to find you easily the best stone selection in southeastern Wisconsin. See a rainbow of decorative stone colors to match any exterior decor. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
In our experience, throwing cheese on something automatically makes it better.
It's skyline time.
But all the cheese in the world couldn't help with, whatever that is.
Now the ball gets away. Yelich is streaking home. He is in. The game is tied.
It's the Brewers and the Reds. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts today at 3:35. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
What's the way to build your wealth?
While going over a new client's statements from one of the big financial firms, I was floored when I read that firm does not offer tax or estate planning advice. Because we know that saving money for our clients on their taxes, legally and well within the law, can make a huge difference in their financial plan. If you want to wisely build your wealth, it is my firm opinion that without a comprehensive approach, you're going to be at a big disadvantage. At Financial Strategies, Inc., we're taking a deep dive and creating comprehensive strategies that develop your retirement, investment, and your tax and estate planning. And all under a fee-only structure that means the success we care about most is yours. I'm Jim Cantrell, and I believe we can show you a wiser way to build your wealth. So go to FinancialStrategiesInc.com and schedule a no-cost consultation.
Financial strategies, a wiser way to build your wealth.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scaffidi for Omaha Steaks. Easier way to make your father happy? OmahaSteaks.com. Pick out a great gift for your father right now. $30 off when you visit OmahaSteaks.com and use promo code WTMJ at checkout. There's no shopping, no wrapping, and the steaks are delivered right to your dad's door. I've done this for my son-in-laws. I've done this for my fathers. Easy way to say thanks, Dad, for all the things you do for me. Dads are the heroes we love. You know this. Whether they're fathers, stepfathers, fathers-in-law, father figures, always ready to step up when we need them most. For Father's Day, we're listening to what real dads have to say. $30 off when you visit omahasteaks.com. Use promo code WTMJ at checkout. Some heroes wear capes, others use tool belts, some even wear socks with sandals. No matter how your dad dresses, show him some love this year with the only gift that's as unforgettable as he is. omahasteaks.com. $30 off when you visit omahasteaks.com. Use promo code WTMJ at checkout. Minimum order may be required.
Now, more of the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
Oh, sailing into summer as we celebrate June here in Wisconsin. Hope it's nice where you are as well. Summer, 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 fun stuff. Talked a little bit about gardening there. One of the texters called me a bragger. I'm not bragging. I've failed at gardening. I'm doing something different. Tongue in cheek. And you got to hear some Godfather music, which is always good anytime, any day. One of the greatest soundtracks of any movie ever. One of the greatest movies ever made. And I'll argue that points. All right, so we're going to spend a little bit of time. We're going to get to Weekend Review a little bit later in the next half hour. I got an update on cutting the cord. So the story was I had a war on against internet service providers. It went on and on. The billing thing drove me nuts. So I cut the cord probably about 3 months ago. And my update is I absolutely love it. But I'm curious what your experience has been, because here's the reality, and this is something I acknowledge. We went to YouTube TV. There's other choices as well. It is a moving target because things change. Realities change. How you used to do the simple act of putting in a channel in is different on a cable provider or the like, or satellite provider, and then how you do it with YouTube. It's just different. You can certainly pick favorites and set it up that way, but it's just a different experience, a different customer experience. So that takes some getting used to. But I'm curious for those of us who have done this, or those who are thinking about it, where you're at. Because here's the reality. You're not giving up subscribing to anything. You're, in our case, probably got 5 streaming services. So you're picking up small little bills along the way. Now, the question is, does that add up to the large bill that you had with your earlier provider? For us, it's about half, so we're still nowhere near that. So we're going to get into the experience, the cutting the cord experience for all of you, 855-616-1620. I'll tell you more about my experience, why I love it so much. But I really want to hear from you and what you have to say about your experience getting away from the big boys, or the big girls, I guess, in the internet provider world, TV, phone, cable, satellites, and doing it a different way, the digital experience. We'll get to that and a whole lot more in the next half hour as we wind it up to Jeff's show at noon. Our news time here at WTMJ from the beautiful Avenue Studios on Wisconsin Avenue in Milwaukee, downtown. Here's Connie Weber.
Thanks, Steve. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says President Biden's fall on stage was symbolic of the state of the country. During a campaign stop in South Carolina, DeSantis said the nation continues to trip and fall and go in the wrong direction under Biden's leadership. A Manhattan grand jury reportedly has the case of that Marine veteran accused of manslaughter for choking a man to death on a New York City subway train. Sources tell ABC News the grand jury's hearing evidence of the case against Daniel Penny for the death of Jordan Neely May 1st. 5 people arrested after a brawl at a Green Bay funeral home. As many as 30 people got into it after a visitor was asked to leave a service at Blaney Funeral Home. 2 people hurt, including a police officer. Sale of the Cardinal Stritch campus could close this as soon as this fall. The Milwaukee Business Journal reports it's expected to be converted to a mix of housing, offices, and retail. Asking price of the 43-acre property, $24 million. Time for news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. It has been a banner day on Wall Street so far. The Dow is up 627 points, the S&P 500 up 57, and the NASDAQ Composite is up 122. Get on track with investment and retirement planning. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button today. Taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving time-saver traffic. 94 inbound from Highway 16 to the Zoo, still about a 10-minute drive. 41 northbound from the Zoo to Highway Q, running about 11. 41 southbound from Highway Q to the Zoo interchange, about a 12-minute drive. And 43 inbound from Brown Deer Road to downtown 10. 94 from Layton Avenue to the Marquette interchange, running about 5 this morning.
Traffic is sponsored by Built Right Furniture, Leather and Mattresses.
For affordable, better quality furniture and mattresses, you've got to get to Built Right today. Built Right Furniture saves you money. 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, partly cloudy today, maybe an isolated inland pop-up thunder shower today. Highs 82 to 90 inland. Partly cloudy tonight with a low 62. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, highs 80 to 86. Sunday, partly cloudy, a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm, 75 to 84 for the highs. Monday, partly cloudy, a chance of showers and storms again, high 75. And Tuesday, partly cloudy, breezy with a high of 70. Whitewater 83, Racine 77, Milwaukee 75. I'm Connie Weber. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:33.
An official message from Medicare. Don't let preventable diseases stop you from doing the things you love. Medicare Part D now covers all recommended vaccines, like tetanus and shingles, at no cost to you. That means you don't have to stop whipping up your favorite recipes or dusting off your guitar to show that rock stars never get old. Talk to your doctor about which vaccines are right for you so you can keep doing the things you love. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Eric Bilstead from Wisconsin's Morning News for J.D. Griffiths. For more than 75 years, J.D. Griffiths has been a leader in detached garage builds and premier garage doors. My wife and I have a house about 20 years old. We knew it was time. It needed an upgrade. The doors in the front of the house just looked a little dingy, banged up, so we went to jdgriffiths.com. That's the website, jdgriffiths.com. We got a free at-home estimate, and away we went. Just a few weeks later, brand new doors, and they look great. We were able to customize. We got a great look there. We have some windows now, so I get some nice natural light. And the garage doors are just one of the many things J.D. Griffiths does. They also, remember, detached garage builds as well, and they'll even service issues you're having with your garage doors currently. J.D. Griffiths and jdgriffiths.com. Go to the website now. Get your free at-home estimate set up. J.D. Griffiths and jdgriffiths.com.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only at the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion. Millions of inventory must be sold. Prices are slashed up to 60% off retail, so save thousands. Save big on new hot tub spas and saunas. Plus, see the Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas by Master Spas.
Hi, I'm Michael Phelps. Join the swimming revolution.
The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show this weekend only at the Wisconsin State Fair Park Cream Puff Pavilion. Visit 800spasale.com.
Now, more of the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
Did you cut the cord? I did, and I absolutely love it. I went from AT&T TV, and internet, and I was paying, until I started bartering down, or arguing down. One point it was up, and I didn't get it. I got like HBO, and that was about it. Like $230 a month, and I got one year I was so upset about it, they took it all the way down to like $109 for almost a year. Then it went up to about $159, and the last year, which was just in 2022, it went up to about $189. I said, that's enough, I'm done. And this is 20 plus years. So I cut the cord, switched to YouTube TV. My bill, because of a deal that we also got with T-Mobile, is about $53. Now, the experience is different. Now, the one thing I really like is there's no boxes, wires, everything's wireless. We still had wires in our house connecting cables to the different devices. And that was partly because we had some of the older stuff we had since we had it so long. But that was a factor that I didn't like. So when you switch to YouTube TV, it's all digital. You don't need, and uses Wi-Fi, you don't need to have those connections. So just on its appearance face, it's much more attractive to me as an option. And the cost, obviously. So I got a lot of texts on it, and I'm really interested in your experience, because this is a very common thing that's happening now. People cutting the cord from the AT&Ts, the Spectrums, DirecTV, and going a different way. From the 920, we cut the cord a while ago and went to YouTube TV like I did. And then out of the blue, they raised the cost about $18 a month and added a bunch of channels that we never use. So although it is frustrating, we are probably about even between our YouTube TV and our multiple subscriptions with what we were at with cable. So it's very frustrating, but they make it impossible to only have one streaming service because there's so many different shows and movies on various platforms. See, that's the challenge. There's so many now. Paramount, Apple Plus, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu. I mean, and they all add up. If you have all of those, then you're going to basically replace one bill with many smaller bills, which I'm not a fan of. I like less bills or no bills. So for me, we have about, I think, 4 or 5 streaming services, but that bill is still very manageable. It's, $6 here, or $12 here. It doesn't add up to be what we were paying with the old service. So for us, it's a win. Now, the user experience, as I talked about before, is much different. If you have the old service or the current service, you hit a channel number, or you get a guide and you hit that, and then boom, it goes. It's a little bit different with YouTube TV. You can pick your favorite channels, you can scroll down, select, and then there you are. The process is a little more cumbersome and a little more, let me just put it this way, not senior friendly. That's a nice way of saying that many of us are technology challenged, and I think that's a limiting factor here. Steve says, Dish Baby. All right, Dish Baby. Hi, Steve. I have a question about cutting the cord. We are seriously thinking about it. I'm not sure we would go. Not sure what we would go to. Never thought of YouTube TV. But my question is, do you miss DVR and taping your shows? You have all those abilities with YouTube TVs. It's different, and it's called the library, and you can highlight shows that you like, or even sports teams that you follow, or certain kinds of programming, and it captures that. It also has your digital footprint. So like when you for example, I love shows about archaeology. It tracks those down for me that I can easily find them, even if I don't take any action to indicate that. Previous viewing trends is part of their algorithm, and it makes it really easy to find the stuff I like. I probably only watch about 4 or 5 channels on a regular basis, besides the news channels. The other great thing about YouTube TV is that they've added the locals, which makes it easy to keep up on what's happening in Milwaukee or beyond. So that's another great feature. You get the Brewers game. That's another challenge. We were talking about cutting the cord. I don't have Bally's. I can't see the local broadcast, but wink, wink, nod, nod. I have access to the great radio broadcasts right here in WTMJ. So problem solved. And the great Bob Uecker. From the 262, Steve, I have cut the cord on everything, even though I still have a landline phone. Man, that's a rarity. I went out and bought a roof antenna. I get high-definition television perfectly. I don't watch the Idiot Box that often. That's another one, and I'm glad you texted that. If you're satisfied with the locals and the channels they provide, which is pretty significant now, because each of the local channels also has other channels they provide. It's part of that digital lineup. If you have a digital high-def antenna, the picture quality is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Problem is, you still have that physical connection. Let's see. This is Jeff. I like YouTube television with the Stars and formerly Showtime add-ons. The rates are reasonable, and I can download, install, and use it on other televisions when I'm out of town. It's also not difficult to revise your add-ons. Only drawback is it doesn't include Bally Sports. That's the big one. But, interesting enough, those things change. For example, you can now watch the NFL with YouTube. So that has changed. They previously were, I think they were just DirecTV, right? For all those years, I was irritated about that. I wanted to get that package. Now it's available. So you have to be patient, but those things change over time, and you can certainly adapt the current platforms, the current offerings to what you like. No one's forcing you to get Hulu, Disney Plus, Netflix. You choose that, and I've always been a fan of the a la carte system. To me, that makes great sense. Steve, we switch the streaming networks every 6 months because they always update what to watch, so it gives them time to come up with enough new programs for us to binge watch so we don't have multiple streaming platforms that we need to pay for at the same time. Yeah, you're picking and choosing, moving it around. Also, you can search for deals. You decide what you want to pay, when you want to pay it. From the 262, Steve, I don't know what this is. 2022 Superbox S3 Pro. No idea what that means. Is that one of those scam boxes where you get everything and you're paying a purchase price and that's it? I've heard those work. Tremendously illegal. I tried to follow the law. I tried to be within the rules of the land, laws of the land. But hey, you do you. All right, we'll take a break. After the break, always look forward to this great work by, I think it's Adam, right? Adam, producer of the Wisconsin Afternoon News, puts this weekend review together. Today is no different. We'll play that after this break. You're listening, of course, to WTMJ.
This is the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
CPAP is one option that can be used to keep the throat open at night. It can work. There are other ways of keeping that airway open other than the machine. Another option that most people have never heard of is an oral appliance. An oral appliance is like a retainer that you wear when you're sleeping at night. It's super slim, slides in your mouth, and what it does is it helps to keep your airway open. That's exactly what a CPAP machine does. Most people who are good candidates for a CPAP machine to treat their sleep apnea are also good candidates for an oral appliance. Most of those people never get offered an oral appliance. Advent has decided to change the practice of medicine in this country by offering oral appliances to our patients. And what that means is we are allowing our patients to have the choice of a CPAP machine, oral appliance when they have sleep apnea, and that's a big deal.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
The new fractured boulders we now have in stock are really nice. They're squarer and more rectangular in shape, and they're great for building dry laid retaining walls. They're much easier to deal with, lock together nicely, and you get less gaps. No wet mortar needed. And we've stocked a multitude of colors. You can use them as an accent item to add character to your dry river or creek beds too. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our organic mulch is comprised of all trees. Most mulch is made from ground up pallets, and you don't know what might have been spilled on those pallets. Could be chemicals or who knows what. But not our mulch, we're recycling trees. Many species of hardwoods: cedar, hemlock, light brown, dark brown, mocha, black, red, gold, and caramel. 7 colors to choose from means a mulch to match any exterior. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Off Mosquito Repellent, a clean feel so you can accessorize without mosquitoes. You can wear classic whites and jeans and know what you are covered with 8 hours of not sticky, fragrance-free protection. S.C. Johnson.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. I always thought Vince Lombardi came up with that famous sports nugget, but it turns out he borrowed it from a college coach. And now I'm going to borrow it too, because when there are 10 or 20 offers on a property, there's only one winner. In today's inventory-starved real estate market, you need a Lombardi-level mortgage coach, one who has all the best plays in the playbook. Going with your bank for your pre-approval is like playing in a professional playoff game with the JV coach at the helm. The Lombardi-level coaches at AccuNet are called senior loan consultants, and each one has been trained by me to help you and your real estate agent work as one team to deliver the one and only thing that matters: winning. So if you've been losing with your flimsy bank pre-approval, trade up today to a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval and a Lombardi-level game plan. And if you're just getting started, why not start with the best? Click on the blue button today and get started with your winning game plan at accunet.com.
Now, more of the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
Talking about cutting the cord, texter makes a great point. Get an antenna, no monthly fee. That's a great bargain. I mean, your choices are limited to what the locals provide, but the picture is incredible. No delay. They all have the extra channels now, so you probably pick up 30 channels, 35 channels maybe. So you have a lot of choice, a lot of older TV shows that you may not even get anywhere else. You can see on the local channels, their digital services. So it's certainly, if cost is the only factor and not access to all the great new programming, then that's the way to go. You buy the antenna, you hook it up to your TV, and you don't get that bill in the mail or online. So that would be the best value. All right, every week, thanks to some great audio and some great newsmakers and some great editing work from one of our producers, we have the Week in Review, sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited. Today is no different. Smoke billows at a Milwaukee recycling facility. A debt ceiling deal agreement in D.C. The president takes a tumble and more. Week in Review brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back.
ESPN was reporting the Milwaukee Bucks have selected Adrian Griffin to be the team's next head coach.
He was basically a role player in the NBA, but Scott Skiles saw something in him and said, hey, why don't you join the staff next year as an assistant?
A day of honoring and remembering. Memorial Day ceremony starting bright and early at Wood National Cemetery, Milwaukee.
With flags adorning every grave site, the cemetery will honor those who sacrificed their lives.
It's very important to us, and as a veteran myself, that we remember.
And in quiet Judah, Wisconsin, population 400, David Riley is coming home.
I'm glad that there's going to be some closure to this whole story.
On this Memorial Day weekend, it's a goodbye. 81 years in the making.
Milwaukee police looking for the driver to hit and run that seriously injured a pedestrian on Brady Street early this morning.
They proceeded to hit him and he flew, and then because they decided to keep going, then proceeded to run him over.
It's not shocking because I see it happen all the time.
You got 5 straight blocks where somebody can speed up intentionally or unintentionally and hurt somebody.
Units responding to the Landmark Apartments. 5th floor has caved in.
Urgent search and rescue efforts underway after a 6-story apartment building with as many as 80 units partially collapsed in Davenport, Iowa.
There was a lot of screams, a lot of cries.
I can't describe the shaking. It felt like the ground was going to fall out from under me.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz signing a bill today legalizing recreational marijuana use in the state. Minnesota becoming the 23rd state to legalize adult use.
Today's the day. On Capitol Hill, House lawmakers are expected to vote on a debt limit deal brokered by President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy.
Yeas are 314, the nays are 117. The bill is passed.
Sitting with one House, with a Democratic Senate, and a Democratic president who didn't want to meet with us, I think we did pretty dang good for the American public.
U.S. Senate leaders say they will try to pass the same bill before the weekend.
The yeas are 63, the nays are 36. The 60-vote threshold having been achieved, the bill is passed.
The president says he plans to sign this bill as soon as possible, finally putting an end to this economic uncertainty.
What the That's your squad. Someone just stole my squad.
Black smoke billowing from a 3-alarm fire at the Milwaukee Waukesha Recycling Center.
You can see black smoke coming out of the stacks. It's probably going to take a while for it to be out.
We don't yet know the full extent of the damage, but it is a little more severe than we initially had anticipated or hoped.
A long and storied history in this facility of fires. It is somewhat the nature of this sort of work.
The Milwaukee Police Department has issued an Amber Alert this afternoon.
2 women, 2 men, and then an 18-year-old arrested. Criminal charges will be referred to the DA's office.
For anybody who wonders about the relevance of AM radio or these plans that automakers have to remove AM radios from cars, you're hearing this Amber Alert, and we play it like every 30 minutes. The emergency alert system is all tied into AM radio, and you take that away, and people aren't going to be able to hear that. Just saying.
Citing the city of Milwaukee's looming fiscal cliff, a ratings agency is downgrading Milwaukee's credit.
Governor Evers ordering the Progress Pride flag to fly for all of June.
We raise this flag as a beacon, a reminder to all, you are welcome here.
Already marginalized people, already scared people are now feeling even more afraid to go out in public.
There's an incident on the roadways, and want to get our friend Steve Wexler. Hey, Steve, what's going on out there? Where are you?
I am westbound on I-94, and I had to do a double take because eastbound is shut down. Literally, guns are drawn, weapons are drawn on the freeway, and I just saw what appears to be an individual walking in the middle lane towards the officers with his hands raised.
After about an hour and a half of shaking hands during the diploma presentation at the Air Force Academy commencement, President Biden started to jog away from his position on stage. He appeared to trip on something and then fell to the ground. White House Communications Director Ben LeBeault writes in a tweet about the president, he's fine. There was a sandbag on stage.
You just kind of sandbagged me in front of everyone we know.
Sandbagged you?
In front of all of our friends. Yeah, you sandbagged me.
I sandbagged
you. sandbagged me.
That's not inspiring.
What are we, gay?
What a week. Someone just stole my squad.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Weekend Review sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited. Always a great look at all the voices and stories that we covered. Sandbag, the president getting knocked over by a couple of sandbags on stage at the Air Force graduation ceremony yesterday. A couple of little cleanup texts on our conversation about cutting the cord. Jim from Fond du Lac, you don't get a bill, but you probably don't have a DVR either then. I mean, the DVR thing is big now. Who would have thought 30 years ago that we could actually pause TV or go backwards or fast forward? That has changed. It's a revolution of viewing. Yeah, that's a big deal. Now you can buy your own DVR, but then that's cost. The other thing that a lot of people were talking about is these alternate boxes that I'm not familiar with. Some people saying legal, some not. I'm not sure how all that works. I'm just not going to get one. But I know that I have friends, family that do, and they like the opportunity to have all these channels and not pay for them. To some degree, I get it, but how long does that last exactly? And the cost of these boxes is not cheap. I heard like $700. So something to think about in the cutting the cord universe, as I did a few months ago. After the break, we'll see what Jeff Wagner's got on his mind. That's all coming up on WTMJ.
You're listening to the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ. Analyzing the best of the diamond from every degree. Brewers 360. Your comprehensive look at all things Brewers, on and off the field.
Swing and a drive to right and deep. Get up!
Hear from Brewers reporters, announcers, and members of the front office every morning on Wisconsin's Morning News at 7:45. It's Brewers 360, presented by Holiday Automotive and Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Outdoor living here is great, but it's best when it's at your own home. And there's a company called Outdoor Living Unlimited that will build you a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, all manner of things to enhance outdoor living at your place, even an outdoor kitchen. Contact Outdoor Living Unlimited and get creative about your yard. Your wishes, your ideas. Outdoor Living Unlimited's knowledge and expertise. Roll those dreams into reality. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com. That's OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Wealth-changing question.